Welcome to the start of Season 5, where we're going to be taking on the Chiefs and Cardinals here in Week 1 and 2. The Kansas City Chiefs, potentially the number one teams, kind of standing in our way for a chance at the three-peat, which ironically enough, they also almost did but fell short. So if they can't have it, maybe no one can. This could be a game that really plays a huge factor when it's all said and done for seeding and whatnot, which, I mean, could mean all the difference. Of course, looking at the team is new. We got a couple of new names. Obviously, a lot of the same faces, but also a few new names in there. Offense, for the most part, is kind of the same, but we do have a new left guard. Joe Tooney retired on us, unfortunately. And we have a new backup tight end in Bates, who's very, very athletic. And then we, of course, have a couple of new wide receivers. Henderson is one of them at 4. Looked pretty good at getting open. Hands are suspect, but he is obviously on the, more raw side. He just came through us from the draft. As far as the defensive side of the ball goes, a lot of the same kind of stuff going on here. More depth pieces more than anything, but also Rudd. Don't know what I want to do here because I really think Uche, he is probably the better player, but Rudd has a higher ceiling. The problem is both of these guys are injury prone. So, I don't know if it's going to really matter who starts, as by the end of the season, neither of them could still be here starting. It could be Middleton for all we know. But obviously the team looks as good as ever. They're constantly getting better, and there's a good reason why we kept this team intact, because they are a very good team. I will say, not that I'm expecting to play another season, that our contract situation is going to be a little iffy going forward. I think we're going to be right up against it. So this is kind of the window of trying to get that three-peat. Sure, you can maybe go for a 3 out of 4 situation, but this is going to be the cream of the crop seasons, if you will. We also start with a media interview. This is probably going to be one of those, hey, what do you think's going to happen this year type of situations. Let's see what they have to say. Going into the season, what area of the team is the strongest? So basically we have to say, what do we think is something we want to work on the other side? They always do this. I'm going to say our defense is our weakness, which really isn't true, but we're going to be running the ball on offense. So oh my God, you tricked me. What do you, oh no. But of course, we're going to go run game. I think that is our strength, even though they're, saying weakness. It is kind of stupid that it is the way it is, What do you mean more specific? Oh, offensive line or running back. Technically, actually, I'm actually in agreement with this. I actually do think our O-line does need to be more consistent. When they're on their best, they're the best in the league. When they're not on their best, they could lose us the game. We rush for, that's the easiest goal of all time. We'll get that by week 8. Thanks, we'll check back. Yeah, that's not really the toughest. So we set ourselves up for a pretty realistic goal. We also have a season goal of, let's call it how it is. We're going to at least make the playoffs. It's kind of weird how it goes from make the playoffs to win the Super Bowl. Those are two vastly different things. Maybe make the Super Bowl. I think did it say make or win? Maybe it does say make, and maybe I just called them out for something I said that they should do. But let's take a look at the Kansas City Chiefs and see what kind of team they're rocking. Obviously, a lot of different regressions and potential retirements / trades maybe have happened. They got themselves a pretty good backup unit at quarterback, but the main story obviously is always Patrick Mahomes at QB1. Always going to be a hard guy to stop. Isaiah Pacheco, super athletic and very good at juke move stuff. Good enough trucking as well, good in the receiving game. Then we move over to wide receivers, where Rashee Rice is how high of an overall now? In the 90s. Worthy, super fast, is solid. Marquise Brown in the slot's not bad if he stays healthy. Crowley's an okay number 4. Maybe could have added another wide receiver option, but they have better than most. Tight end 1, Wiley is an X factor now. He has definitely made us pay a lot. Suamateia at left tackle. Looking really good, obviously. Probably not super great in the finesse blocking, but still really good guy. And then, of course, they have Trey Smith, who should be a left guard, but right guard should be playing there, is left guard. Creed Humphrey, solid center. Fowler, solid guard. Keys, solid tackle. So their O-line is back to being top tier. Carl Loftus is a 92 power move D-end. Tony Barr is an 87 power move D-end. We have pretty good power blockers, so not bad of a fit for us. Chris Jones, however, has definitely regressed hard. Ernest Dickerson, very good power move as well. This whole team is power move. Leo Chanel is solid. Newman's really good. Springs is solid. Corner, got to get a solid spring so you can get a good night's sleep. Corner 1's amazing. Corner 2, really good zone guy, but not so much in man. Corner 3, really good man guy, but not really good in zone. Free safety, Brian Cook. He's okay. And then Connor, he's very good in coverage, just not that athletic. For our weekly strategy, they don't really run the ball well, so we're going to say defend the short pass. That's what they say they do well. I can see with Rice and Wiley. And then attacking them, they're not a very good sack team, so you might have a little bit of time to throw, meaning that I'm going to be focusing on throw it medium, believe it or not. Then before we head into game 1 of 2, we have a couple of upgrades in and see who it actually was. It is actually one upgrade. It is AJ Rudd. Even though he's a power rusher, we all know speed rusher is the way to go. See if we can get a little bit to both, and that's why you do it. He gets a 3 to finesse, 2 to block shed, and still on top of it, 1 to that power move. And also for reference, this is the slider set that we're going to be going into the season with. I rarely change this, so this is likely what it's going to be. So refer back to this if you want to know the sliders. I guess that'll be what I'm going to do anytime someone asks. I'll just say, hey, start of season 5, boom. And then for our scouts, I think we're, kind of in the same boat, more O-line, more pass rush, just the fronts, really, the trenches. And there's no better way to start off a season than to be in prime time, Thursday night prime time, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Must-watch football. Everyone that is an NFL fan would be watching this game. We're at home on top of it, which is nice to have that a little advantage going for us. Chiefs, once again, not an easy team to beat. A little bit of a different look than recent years, but also still very, very deadly. Those wide receivers are really good. They got Worthy, who's unbelievably fast. Wiley has proven to be one of the next up tight ends. And then obviously Pacheco, super athletic, good offensive line. And then, as always, Patrick Mahomes. Maybe the defense has a little bit more weaknesses than it used to. Chris Jones isn't really the same guy he once was. And obviously the edge. They got some power move guys, but not really, having that much versatility. If our guys can handle the bull rush, which our right tackle specifically should, that's his strength, that's his strong suit, they might not have that, kind of duality to get in behind the line and, get us down. So we'll see what happens. Might eat those words hard when it's a 10-sack performance, but at the same time, I feel pretty confident that we're going to have a decent day on offense. It's just, how will we stop this Chiefs offense? Like we're seeing Mr. Mahomes, 99 awareness, very aware, 87 speed, not 99 overall, but might as well be when he's a 98 with all those good ratings. We'll say his deep accuracy has faltered a little bit, but still not going to put it past him to potentially get one behind us, as they are going to go short to the outside. Rashee Rice, who we just talked about, is going to stiff arm right off for a gain of 12 on the short look. Mahomes did not waste time on that one. He threw that instantly, gained a bunch of yards before we even came close. As they're going to run the ball, we're all over that with Beasley, a gain of only 1. Showed it in preseason as well, but we still look like a very, very good run defense team. So hopefully we can be like that this year as well, as they kind of go backwards on the reception. Not going to get too excited on this fumble, as it definitely looks like he was down, but I suppose you never know. Cobb with the recovery. Let's see if this one's coming back. See, he catches it, and that knee is absolutely down. Still a little confusing that he walked away from a first down. All he had to do is just push backwards. We will take a look at Drake May's numbers, though, because they will not give us a second chance at this. This is going to count as an offensive drive, even though this is coming back. But obviously looking at the, overall, the speed, the awareness, he's right up there with Mahomes. Right up there. Here we are right at the 50-yard line. I don't feel like pressuring Mahomes is really the best idea, as he's going to find someone quick to throw to. But at the same time, I don't know what our other options are, as Warmack is going to force the throw a little early, and it's going to be 4th and 1. Once again, Mahomes handled it. It's just we were in pretty good coverage there, only gaining 1. Weirdly enough, they're actually going to be punting this. I know it's a pretty good field position to be punting and, pinning us deep, but I think you go for it there with a guy like Mahomes, and even then, the punt wasn't that good to the 17-yard line. Are they actually going to show it again? I'm surprised. Normally they don't show that. Oh, they don't. Okay, so yeah, I was about to say, if you want to see those numbers, which, it doesn't really matter that much anyways, that is when to see them. Stevenson on the handoff. Going to get a nice 4 yards. Felt like, maybe there's a little bit more there with how much openings there were, but still, he gains positive yardage. Definitely a situation to monitor, though. If he shows his age a little bit, do we move on or give him a little bit less snaps. We'll see. Already so far with a first down, though. Felt a little slower, I will say, on that break, but he's never really been the best route runner. He's just been pretty good at catching, and we're going to potentially throw a pick there. As we seen him first, saw the drag come in. The drag pulled that guy towards. Should have taken the drag. I seen both. It's just I felt like Polk was open sooner, and I just kind of missed him the first time. As Polk picks up a really good block. Nice juke move from Stevenson. Talking about that age, it looked pretty fresh there for 9. Got the stretch. He has that outside press, which means he can easily pass off to the safety, so we are going to continue this run. We're going to have to break that inside as the outside was pushed back hard. They got a good initial push. Unfortunately, that, still looked like 4 to 5 yard gain is going to only turn out to be 1. Mesh spot. Faulkner on that wheel route. I will say Bates also looked great in preseason, so I definitely want to get him involved if I can. Probably should have taken the tight end, speaking of. And there goes Patton. Really good block by Faulkner. Pretty big gain to the 40. Thought maybe we were just going to barely get the first, but almost got 20. Zig route from Douglas. Not the hardest route to see. And they are going to be on that. We had Faulkner. Can't throw this across. Going to throw it away. Had Faulkner slightly. Hesitated on it. Couldn't throw it to him. Waited for Patton. Never got open. Also, somebody did get injured, it looked like. Maybe not. It looked like somebody got injured. Unless they're just showing someone on the sideline. As Polk gets another really good block. And Stevenson fights. Gains 7. Looking for slants. Half tempted to just put Patton on that outside and use that frame. Little predetermined. It's a good throw, but it's going to be short. 4th and 1. They opted to punt it. We would be opting to kick a field goal. A little bit of a different situation. Let's trust Stevenson. As he will get really good block. Stevenson... There was a chance there. They ran that perfectly. It just didn't fill the hole, and that will be a first down. Couldn't really give that safety a run for his money with Douglas on the post. And that is not a great throw, but also a pretty shaky route for a guy like Patton. Our first error throw, if you will. Gonna see a lot of those every year, though, so don't be... if you miss it, don't worry, as Drake May is going to show off that speed. He's going to get across the defense and get us to the 10-yard line for the first down. Pretty good push inside, but just not enough speed. Drake May utilizing that running ability of his and just getting that first down. That's a huge aspect of his game. Bates, could he be the first touchdown of the season? Maybe. It's going to be a tough one. And back of the end zone. They're so covered on Bates. They didn't even see Patton. It's a perfect throw right to his hands, and he drops it. I genuinely can't believe no one turned to see that, though. But, yeah, that's not going to be a catch somehow. All right, we got corners. I mean, they're one-on-one with Stevenson if he can run a good route. And hit as we're throwing. Pretty good coverage. I think we would have had that outside shoulder, though. They're going to go from the 10. It's really tough to score from this spot, in fairness, but... We're going to go with a screen pass, see if we can do something crazy where there's nobody out here. Can he get the blocks inside? Good juke move. Took a long look. He's stumbling forward. Took a long time to develop that. Gain 3. It was about the closest we're going to get. It's going to be a field goal officially. Good drive, but once again, you get to that 10-yard line. I always talk about it. It's really tough because there's no first down. You're pretty much, it's 10 yards to score, simply put. And that's a lot of yards, especially when, there's nothing to cover deep, so they can kind of stick to their guy a little bit more. Everything's in front of them. And after the return, they start out with a false start. 1st and 15. Trying to cover the running back. Oh, my God, what a throw and a perfect catch by Rice. It's a hell of a way to start the drive to start the second quarter as well. Going to be coming with the blitz early down. Maybe set something up. Half tempted to bring, the entire house. If this is play action, I'm going to come with Beasley as well. It's a run. Pacheco gets put down after 4. It's honestly a miracle that we got the stop when we did. Taron Johnson's coming on the field. Played pretty well in preseason. Deserves that snap. It's going to be a screen. Got to get back over, and Mahomes isn't going to get it off. Cobb, with the initial push, is going to bring him down. Roy Cobb getting better and better the more games he plays. Perfect wrap-up. We were there with Beasley, but arguable that if, he gets that ball off a little sooner, one of their linemen starts blocking us, and, things are a little bit worse off. Yeah, the running back gets caught up on the edge as well and just can't get out there. I'm always a little weary about dropping, against someone like Mahomes who's given some time. He's going to find someone, but I also don't want to blitz and really give him a chance. But off the edge, Ojulari gets there free anyways. To beat a tackle like that off the line so quickly, shocking stuff. We're going to see another look at this because that was unbelievable. I mean, we barely blinked. I think Pacheco ran into his own lineman forcing him to give up ground. Weston I can't pull off, otherwise our guy's going to let it bounce, and it's going to bounce at like the 1. Going to cut it back inside to the 22-yard line. Not a bad drive by us to start, but also didn't finish with a touchdown. See, with our second drive, technically our third with that fumble. Can we do more? And damn, really good job of the, I don't even know, safety, I guess. Ran up quick on us. Really good blocking, but that did feel like we should have had more. Either way, it's a pretty big first down. Stevenson bouncing through and falling forward for 9. Go inside zone, left to right. Usually it's right to left. Going against Chris Jones here, though. Really good blocking. There goes Stevenson. Juke move works. Tries to bounce it on the edge. Didn't really get the blocking needed. 8 for 62 to start. It also looked like Stevenson just wiped his nose on that guy. They're going to be bringing these guys up, giving Patton a chance one-on-one to potentially win. And he does exactly that. That ball's underthrown. And unfortunately, it's going to be deflected because of it. Come on, Drake. That should be a walk-in. That really hurts. Big touchdown gone. And we would have had Patton, but pretty good pressure up front from the Chiefs. Both teams really getting a good push. From a touchdown to a potential punt. Going with the screen pass, maybe set up a field goal. And Drake May just can't get it off because Stevenson just decides to run into his own lineman and start blocking. Maybe you could argue that maybe a 3-yard run would have sufficed for a field goal, but it's a tough kick anyways. So maybe a blessing in disguise that we didn't go for the run. And this is a really good punt, which will be pinned at the 1. There you go, Dempsey. We love it. Can we start this game out with 5 points? What a weird score it would be. So far, defenses are showing up more than anyone, as they are going to get a little bit out of there, a few yards. Mahomes like, that's enough for me. Bunch of receivers are coming in. Not going to run the blitz this time. I'm feeling they actually will throw this. I guess not, as we did get a good push anyways. Only a gain of 2. I think you do have to just press, man, because you give up zone, and that's how you give up a big play. And Mahomes in trouble. Gets the throw out, but it will be short. Even on inches, I think you have to punt it from here. I'm not even going to go safe because, I mean, sure, they could fake it, but the type of game this is and the situation it is, it's really early. There's really no point to go for it there for them. I will say they're probably guaranteeing us points here, but even then, your defense has played well. Maybe get, oh my God, the speed of that guy. Maybe get yourself a turnover. Who knows? Chiefs have played pretty well so far, but we're also kind of getting ourselves in some trouble with some of these missed throws. In behind the defense, waited long enough. It's a perfect throw to the 34-yard line. Angle, they're giving me a pretty good angle on this run, so I'm going to take the run again. And our left guard decided to double team. If he would have went for freaking Newman, that would have been a first down and then some. I stand by that run every day of the week. I do not care as we enter the 2-minute warning in position for a field goal. All right, you got Polk on that outside look. Patton on the streak. Oh, free play. Patton, it's overthrown. Oh, come on, Drake. Actually got someone offside for once and was able to hike it in time. Kind of rare for us to see that. Usually if someone jumps, it's because our guy jumped, you know. Right, you got short looks. A little bit of a different situation now. And they're going to be on that enough. Douglas, it's a tough catch. Maybe could have threw it in behind a Patton. Just kind of panicked a little bit. They're actually telling us to go for it, which honestly with our defense, I don't believe that. I think kicking a field goal is the smart move here, especially on 4th and 3. But it is the Chiefs. I think this is just the way I look at it is, at best case, sure, they steal the momentum. They can only go up by 1 at half, you know? 1 field goal from us being back in the lead at halftime. Great defense. It's going to be 3rd and 3. The defenses have shown up. We look a little bit better on defense, but they also look very good themselves. Stepping up, if Pacheco's blocking, we could just go. He's not blocking. Inside, and there's a huge play to Worthy to the 42. I do get the logic. If it was 4th and 2 or less, but 4th and 3, 3 yards is a lot of yards. Oh my God, where are we going here? We're stuck on the line. Try to swat and dropped. Wow. This is really no reason to drop that ball. That's 8 yards minimum with 2 timeouts. It's worth it. They're in field goal range at that point. At this point, they'll likely get field goal range, but not guaranteed. Can even argue here is still a bit deep. 3rd and 5. Once again, maybe playing a little bit too cautiously here. Should be blitzing. And, yeah, over the middle. Wide open Rashee Rice to the 15. They still have a timeout as well. I mean, zone coverage is going to have to go because, man, we're getting cooked up. These deep ends are just eating us alive. And over the middle, perfect throw, and it's going to be a touchdown. I genuinely can't believe he caught that. First touchdown of the game goes to Marquise Brown. Wow. It did feel slightly short. I mean, that's not our job. I don't know why Beasley's not there when we're perfectly covering Rice underneath. Gamble's on him, but you can't really play better than that. And that will be a touchdown. I think. I mean, that was actually close. Wait, hold on here. Oh, his knee came down a bit late. That's really close. I argue he's short, though. I mean, is this not short? They're not going to give me what I want. It's close. Probably doesn't really matter, but I'm curious. No, they're going to say he was in. I think that was short, but maybe, once again, a blessing in disguise. 26 seconds, 3 timeouts. We could get a field goal. I think also you do have a good amount back here to maybe return this. Actually, have no choice but to return it, Harper. Good try in the juke move. We lose 4 seconds to get right to where we normally would be. Not really a whole lot we could have done there, though. It was just inside the landing zone, so if we would have let that go, it's probably putting us at the 20. And Drake May's in trouble, and that might alone be enough to call the half. I will call one timeout, though. Just look for something a little bit more creative, maybe. It's not a super creative play, but the double move from Faulkner is... Yeah, we'll take that to Patton. And that's going to be picked off. It was actually that far behind him. Wow, that's crazy. I was worried about the free safety, not the corner. Drake May is selling right now. He is having some really bad throws here, and that will be picked. I mean, that is so far behind him. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I wanted that thrown inside. And he throws it so behind him. I mean, Patton is obviously covered, but at the same time, he's got a big frame. Well, we've given them more than 7 before half. We've given them what seems to be 10. They have one timeout. Almost even argue a run there would have been halfway decent, as we're just going to let him have all the yards. That purple zone in the side there just didn't cover anybody. And of course, we're going to be with 2 timeouts, so might as well waste one. I just can't believe he threw that so behind. I mean, our guy has face catch value there, and we just don't even give him a chance. Down by 4 at half. It's still, just shake it off. It's still early. It doesn't matter that much. Yeah, it does suck, but defense has played well. Offense just needs maybe be a little bit more aggressive, and we absolutely need to finish drives. Multiple times we've been in situations to score touchdowns and just haven't. Of course, looking around the league, there's no point because we are the first game of the season. Some decent matchups, I suppose. Dolphins versus the Ravens. Where are the Jets at? Jets and the Steelers. And then the Bills versus the Niners on Monday night. All right, I think throwing the ball has been okay, but I think running the ball is really where our chances lie. Short to medium range is kind of where the defense has been eaten alive, so going to go back to short. See if we can maybe make something happen. We have Allen on the return. Pretty decent return to the 32-yard line. All right, Stevenson. Another year of you being punished, as our O-line's terrible there. We gained nothing, had no choice but to retreat. All right, looking for Faulkner on this play. And that is exactly what we're going to take. Maybe should have waited a little longer, got him some more yards. An easier catch, but a really good catch nonetheless, 6 yards. Still just can't believe how well Newman's playing. Stevenson's actually a really big route on this play. Got to pay attention to him. Faulkner wide open again. Not a great throw, but it'll get there. Good juke move inside. Stiff arm blasted to the 50, though. Got a lot of players up yet again. See if we can get this play action crosser in there. That's going to be a tough one. A little behind him again. Patton will hold on, though. Kind of a jump pass, if you will. Had to get it past that lineman. That one not as much Drake May's fault. A lot of pressure. I do like the fact that Patton kind of just goes up and just snags everything. It's so cool. And fumbled. Not going to get up, and that's going to be recovered by the Chiefs. And our guy's not even going to get there. You've got to be kidding me with these linemen, though. Instant pressure, nothing we could do. Stripped us. Like, I don't know. I get it. Our guy fell down. Or I don't even know he fell down. But the left tackle, what is he doing there? Just about to throw to Douglas, and because of it, we fumble. Actually, a halfway decent drive, and then, once again, the offensive line falls apart. Oh, we're not even over there. It's one-on-one. McKenzie, great tackle, though. Can't believe these turnovers. Zig, stepping up on that. Can't get there. Good hit, though, by Warmack. 3rd and 8. We've seen too many deep ins on 3rd down and semi-long to not go for it all here, I think. We're going mid. Gamble might even come in. He will, but they're going to pick this up perfectly. And to the outside. It's going to be a great tackle by Dial, but just... I don't know how you can bring 7 and not get in there, you know? They blocked 6. Somehow 7 didn't get in. Oh, because our guy decided he wanted to press the tight end, I guess? I guess he got chipped, in fairness. Oh, my. If he doesn't get chipped, that's a sack. Same look. Just me coming with the coverage this time. Collins dropping. Warmack also dropping. We have this perfectly covered. And we're not going to get that as an unbelievable throw. I switched off to what I thought was going to be the deeper guy. They switched me to the underneath guy, which kind of falters his coverage a little bit. But whoever was deeper, if they would have given me that guy, it would have been potentially intercepted. That being a touchdown is unbelievable. That is maybe the best throw we've ever seen an AI make. I get he had his own guy to cover, but at the same time, like, let me switch to him then, I guess, would be what I would hope for. Douglas streak. Good catch. I don't know what that flag's going to be. Probably hold after the fact. Yay. Good job, fellas. Wyatt Teller's first game on the team and has a hold already. I don't like this. Hopefully they run at us. They didn't, but still. There goes Douglas. Nice play. Ooh, beautiful hit. Newman has been good for them. That juke move was righteous. Very good juke move. I'm going to keep pressing Patton. We're going to give him another chance on the go route. You go to Douglas again. It's a good throw. Gives him a chance to run up forward. Gains 15. Douglas is one of those guys. He's a goon. Left side stretch. We get some pretty good blocks. Nice. Boundary stretch for about 17 yards. And Leo Chanel also injured. Maybe an opportunity to throw this ball towards the middle of the field. And throw over to Faulkner. Nobody really covered at all on this one. As Faulkner fights forward to 12 yards. To the tune of 12 yards. Looking for some more outs. Patton, what a route. Perfect route. Great throw to the 14. Wish we could hurry up. Can't. They're going to challenge this, which really doesn't feel smart. You're up 11. It's a first down throw. I'm not really seeing the value there. And we went that way because I thought the receiver was going to block him. I did not know as the lineman. If the receiver blocks him, left is the right way to go. If the lineman blocks him, right is the way to go. And unfortunately, we get the unlucky of the two. And good job by Stevenson, who fights to the 2. Let's hurry up to the line, see if they're ready. They shift him over. They're scrambling. And Stevenson's going to fight his way in for our first touchdown of the year. There you go. They're going to say to go for 2. I agree. Don't really like this cutback. You'd have to cut really hard to get into that open space. And that's a wide open Patton. Perfect throw and catch. Maybe a little high. Got scared that it was an overthrow for a moment, but pretty good play. Great blocking as well. 2-point successful, down 3. They have 2 guys in the zone. We got to get them out by sacking him. And there goes Wiley breaking the tackle. They're going to switch me the wrong guy again, meaning we're going to be slightly late on that too, to the 46. Wiley's starting to cook up a little bit, bringing the blitz. I trust our guys in go route man-on-man, but I do worry a little bit about potential, just any sort of breaking route. And that's going to be right into coverage. Mahomes and his pretty usual scramble out play runs right into the rookie Rudd. Wish you had a couple more DB options. Pretty much everything in this playbook is a bunch of linebackers, but it's gotten us 2 Super Bowls now, hasn't it? It's going to be a bad throw. I think we covered that deep in, which he really wanted. I guess this will be one of the DB options we go for. Dial's done pretty well against Rice for the most part, but still does worry me that he's constantly on him. And over the middle, wide open. And we get beat. You've got to be kidding me. Gamble, you're horrible. And now Rudd's hurt. We already knew he was going to get hurt. We already talked about it. He's just so injury prone. Not as injured as Gamble's ego, though. I can't believe I ran over to that play and still couldn't get him, though. Like, how is Wiley so fast? And there goes Mahomes. Ooh, almost had to dive over him. Almost got a penalty. Bruised ribs. Uche's in. I think Rudd's been pretty good, though. Just once again, as expected, those injuries. Hook for Warmack. He's going to throw that early. We get a pretty good defense. Start of the 4th, 35-yard line. Kick a field goal. We'd be down by 1. All right, we're coming with that heat. Let's see if we've got it. I wish Collins is up a little bit more, though. Stay inside. If it's a block, we're going to go to Wiley. It's not. It's a route. And he can't do it. I think he was going to throw it, but saw us inching over. Decided to tuck it, and Warmack's going to get him for the sack. I don't know why he didn't throw. I get it. We were about to blow his guy up, but if he gives this guy a chance, he could have juke moved inside. Instead, it's going to be a long field goal. Great pressure there, though. Let's see. Can he hit it? It's a long one. 58 yards. It's going to be tough. It's going to be up and unbelievably good. Wow. That is an unbelievable kick. I genuinely can't believe he hit that. I really didn't believe that he was going to hit that. Oh, Lord. Pretty bad return blocking. Drake May and company. Drake's hyped. That's a good sign. But yeah, not a great situation to be in. Down by 6 with 7 minutes left. I mean, it seems like best case scenario, they're going to get 2 minutes left, and we're up by 1. You know, that's best case. Worst case, we don't even score. And a little bit of pressure. Good tackle. I didn't really trust throwing to Stevenson. Running back routes are so random. I've seen so many bad breaks on running back routes that leads to interceptions that I couldn't, you know. I'm going to go over to Stevenson. Faulkner, he gets a huge gainer. Maybe had that one-on-one look with Patton, but we missed the wide-open throw deep. I'm not going to try and go for one that needs to be perfect. Faulkner and Douglas, maybe the 2 names that get the least amount of burn. Probably the 2 most consistent is Stevenson. Buries 2 players. Gain of 8. I don't care if you lost an extra yard on that second one. Send a statement, you know? All right, we got those 2 kind of short posts. I mean, there's nobody on Faulkner. Good juke move try inside. Imagine he got to, like, Patton juke move level. I know he's a tight end, so that would be insane, but could you imagine? I wish we did have, like, a really nice deep setup, but we just don't. The guy's out there, but I think he's worried. Yeah, I was about to say, I think he's worried. I think he's bluffing. Good move by Stevenson. Falling forward for 15 to the 21-yard line, but now Stevenson's hurt. Oh, my, this team. Okay, it's a sideline injury, so it should be fine, but that might be him for the rest of the game. Of course, we've had to use Brooks. I know the receiver's open, but so is the run lane. About to say, so is the run lane as Brooks steps inside for 13. Let's hurry up to the line. Whether they give us the run or not, I mean, something should be open. They don't look ready. Let's see if Faulkner's got a touchdown on his name. It's got to be a good throw, and it is not. Muscle cramps for Stevenson. I mean, this is a big game. Don't get me wrong, but it's also a long season. Do you run it to set it up a little bit? Oh, Douglas didn't get to his guy. Good juke by Brooks, but loses 2. All right, let's see what we got. Polk is obviously a pretty primary route. Douglas on that out. They're gonna have it covered. And I was about to throw it back at the end zone, high point. Don't know if he would have caught it. Would have had a chance though. And unfortunately, the best case scenario does not happen. It's damn near worst case scenarios. We're kicking a field goal to go down 3 with 4 minutes left, giving Mahomes the ball back. We'll obviously see how this lines up, but honestly, this could be a better scenario than what we laid out. 2 minutes left, down 1 for the Chiefs. That would probably be worse than this. They don't necessarily have nothing to lose on this drive. You know, they're trying to waste clock while sustaining the drive, I suppose. Whereas if you have nothing to lose, I mean, you're letting Mahomes do his usual circus stuff where, you know, he's going to make a crazy throw on the run because he has to, you know. And there goes a loss of 2 on Pacheco. Trenton Simpson gets home. We're going to be bringing that heat again, showing that blitz. Let's get Warmack in there. Warmack free rush. And there's just nobody on Wiley. One-on-one. Great tackle! There's a fumble that might have been legit. He was kind of on a body, and I don't know. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter since we didn't get it, but guys got to do better than that. Already almost in field goal range again, so what we did might be for nothing, but we got to get the stop regardless. Doesn't really matter where they are. We do get a nice pressure. Loss of 3. 2-minute warning. And here they go with another likely run. Let's keep Gamble kind of central in case they make a crazy cutback. And there you go. Pretty good stuff. We'll call a timeout, obviously. And are they actually going to be playing this safe? This doesn't seem Chiefly to me. I don't know. Could be a pass. Let's see. They're going to run the ball. I don't know about that one. Has Andy Reid lost his touch? That just does not feel like Chiefs football at all. Maybe they saw something in the first down, didn't really go their way, and they're like, okay, I guess it's plan. They punted terribly too. They're like, I guess it's plan B. We're going to be going for the waste the clock approach. Play some defense. And we can't get that throw off. I can't believe the speed of that guy. If we could have rounded that edge, maybe we had to look to Patton. Great, we got to get back into get a first down mindset. That's wide open. That's behind him, though. But Polk holds on. Huge first down to the 48. Got corner routes just because I need something sideline, potentially. I didn't really like it. Really good blocking, though. And Drake May will get a lot of yards. Drake May all the way to the 27 in field goal range. Chiefs defense right now looking a bit shaky. I can't believe he didn't step up on the good. It's a good drop, to be honest. Can't believe he didn't step up on the tight end. Oh, I thought that was a bait for the tight end all day, and he just didn't take that. Should just threw to him, I guess. Wide open Polk. That throw is horrible. I mean, now we're at risk of giving the Chiefs too much time again. So, I mean, what do you do here? Please hit this throw. Good throw to Faulkner. Massive first down. Gives us control again. We're back in control. Douglas, maybe looking to him. Maybe looking at Douglas. Little too far inside again. Setting up another route for Douglas. I mean, this is every day of the week a Douglas play. Dude, we got Polk on this the curl route. Douglas! The misdirection! Touchdown! We have a lead. The whole issue was with that is the dangers if Polk runs into Douglas, that might be a wide open interception. But with the curl route there, it actually worked almost as a pick play. And they just got confused, and Douglas, wide open touchdown. At least we hit the throw. As you can see here, you don't expect Polk to be running this deep unless it's an in route. And when he saw that it was a curl, he's like, oh, crap. And that was just wide open. Perfect play. Feet were down and everything. And I do not care what they do. They can throw 25 yards down the field, call a timeout. We are playing back. We're not letting Worthy humble us. And speaking of Worthy humbling us, he just got humbled. Dropping deep again. They need to get something about 20 yards downfield. And there's going to be a hold on top of this, I think. Trying to strip it is Taron Johnson. It's a holding call. We're going to be bringing this one back. I was going to decline and see if they were ready for a timeout, but, I mean, there's just no point. At least with that gainer, they might have a chance. Mahomes got a strong arm. Maybe if he gets the time, he hits it close to the end zone. And Mahomes is going to throw this one up for grabs as McKenzie without Wiley would have taken a pick there, maybe even for 6. As we're going to hold on, not even hold on, but just win. Can't really say hold on when we really didn't hold much of a lead. Huge comeback. What a game. 24-20. One of those elite matchups. You know, the games that you see, 50-48, those in my opinion aren't even elite matchups. Those are, okay, both defenses suck, okay? Whereas this is a game of, wits, a battle, a true battle of, okay, well, they're not giving us much. Got to take what we can get, and both sides really struggle to move the ball, and our turnovers in that game almost gave them a chance. As what a throw to Rice down the field. That was unbelievable by Mahomes. But thankfully for us, we had just enough grit. Obviously not a great game from May. A lot of missed throws that we need to work on. Stevenson, 117 yards with a touchdown. Thankfully, that injury isn't long-term. May with a couple of really nice scrambles. Faulkner was clutch in this game. Douglas had some big plays. Patton and Polk had some big plays. Good team effort. Pass rush, half for Rudd, half for Barmore. Warmack and Ojulari with a sack. 1 pick for Javonte McFarland. Perfect kicking. And a win to start out the season. We also have an upgrade point for Christian Gonzalez. At this point, it is really just a needing zone situation. So we are going to go with an actual zone upgrade. Giving him 1 to zone. 94 now. Can we get to 99 man in zone? That'd be crazy. I doubt it, but it could happen. Any long-term injuries? No, so we dodge a bullet there as well. Heading on to Arizona. It's now week 2. We have a couple of storylines. No player of the week. No breakout. Stevenson does still lead the running backs after that first week with 117 yards with that touchdown. Of course, Brooks had a couple of plays because of the injury to Stevenson. Stevenson was Was he actually able to return? It was like right at the end of the game. Brooks kind of finished the game out, when we needed it anyways. But looking at the players of the week, McCain for the Rams, and then Tua for the Dolphins. You have Jelani Tavai and Redmond winning those awards. Love to see Jelani still cooking up. It's not like we hated him and he was bad or anything. It's just we had better options. We had cheaper options. It's just the business, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the storylines and then take a look at the Arizona Cardinals roster, who is not looking too good. 83 overall with an 0-1 start on the year. Heard a rumor that the media is going to ask you about your expectations for a first-round pick today. Hopefully it's under 5 sacks, because I don't even know if he's going to play that many games. Already got injured in week 1. Let's take a look. See what they got for us. Oh, 8 sacks or 12 sacks? 12 sacks is hard. 8 is also basically impossible, it feels. But we'll do 8 sacks. I think he had a half in that first game. It's progress, sort of. Can't really even have progress if that's the starting point. But yeah, the goal for your D end is 8 sacks. If he meets that goal, it's 9,000 XP. If he misses that goal, he's executed on the spot. Let's take a look at the media availability for this other press conference we have. I don't know why we didn't just all take care of it right then and there. Is it going to be something about our expectations on the year, maybe? We feel pretty good about the results. Yeah, I mean, it's a good team we played. It was a tough matchup. Who deserves the most credit? That's a good question. Stevenson? The defense was really good too. Dude, I don't know. I'm going to say the defense, they definitely were better than the offense. I just don't know if they're going to say specifics or not. Yep, this is what I was worried about. Ooh, boost for the D-ends, starting cornerbacks. I will say the pressure was pretty good. It was kind of from the linebackers mainly with those blitzes, but let's give it to the D-ends. They need the most help anyways. Let's see what they did. So 3 to block shed and power moves. Okay. At least for Rudd, that's pretty good. Not so much for Ojulari, but I suppose Ojulari is kind of a dual style guy because of those finesse upgrades. Let's take a look actually what his ratings are. I'm pretty sure he is dual style though, right? Like he's probably going to be highest finesse, yeah, but power move, yeah, not too far behind with the boost especially. So, I mean, he'll benefit from it. The Cardinals with a different starting quarterback. No Ritter starting, no Kyler Murray starting. It's going to be Nick Riles, 77 speed, 93 throw power, more traditional pocket passing quarterback here. Huge in fairness at 6'6", 227. Trey Benson, very elusive, basically playing the exact same running back as last week with Pacheco, just not going to have those abilities as it seems he is star dev. Looking at the wide receiver room, obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. is great. Everyone else, though, definitely lackluster, especially Justin Ross, who is only 85 speed. I don't think that stopped him, though, as I'm pretty sure we played them before, and he was actually a guy that played really, really well. But it's always the slow guys that always get us. So maybe it's not him, maybe it was someone else, but they were similar in style, so I expect the worst. Trey McBride's obviously a really good tight end. Paris Johnson hasn't really gotten to that elite status, but he's definitely a very good player. Left guard's okay, center's okay. Right guard is a rookie, but yeah, a little low of an overall. And then Zach Tom, solid right tackle. Looking at DN, Luke Penn. He has pretty damn good finesse move, pretty good block shedding. And then right end, Lorenzo Hamilton, really good ratings across the board, basically 90 plus in everything. Defensive tackles definitely could use some work. Tyler Davis got some decent block shed, but overall this is not the best looking defensive tackle position. Could maybe run the ball well against them. Zaven Collins is going to be kind of a hybrid type. Looks better as a pass rusher than an off-ball coverage kind of guy. Not really sure what they're doing with him. Stewart, super athletic, middle linebacker 1. Right outside linebacker Scott Jackson. Seems to be the wrong scheme. Cornerbacks, Max Melton, he's developed pretty nicely. Unfortunately, not really much going on outside of that, but Compton does have a pretty high ceiling, just not quite there yet, but really good man. Free safety, Jalen Thompson, going to need a new guy. He's now about to be 10 years, basically playing his 10th season in the league. Definitely regress hard. And Budda Baker on his 12th season in the league, I believe, looking really regress as well, but still pretty damn athletic. Looking at the Cardinals offense, they don't seem to be very good at anything, but I will take their advice with the run game. That's what I was kind of worried about the most. And weirdly enough, their defense actually looks pretty bad outside of the run defense, but I still don't believe that. I think run inside is going to be our way to go. Not that 19th is the best ranking anyways, but still, I still think that is going to be our best plan of action. They're also saying our weekly goal should be 200 plus rush yards. I don't know if we're going to go that heavy, but yeah, you know what? We'll do it. We'll try it out. Why not? Any other like rushing ones we can do? Win the turnover battle. That should be easy. Even though I think we might have lost it last week. And then we're going to say under 14 points. I feel we have a good chance at a pretty low-scoring game defensively. And we've got a couple upgrades. Bunk Smith, who is, I mean, probably going to need some pass coverage. He's kind of a raw thumper, if you will. Really deadly on those special teams. He's going to force a fumble one of these games. There's no doubt about it. Definitely needs coverage way more than the block shed stuff. He also has really surprisingly good change direction, COD, if you will, and definitely a guy that you can't sleep on athletically. Faulkner goes up 2 overalls with his vertical threat upgrade, by the way. 3 to trucking. That's easily my favorite upgrade to see every single time. To see that much is amazing. 1 to stiff arm, 2 to spec, 2 to catch in traffic, 1 to medium route, 1 to catching in general, and then 1 to break tackle. That trucking puts him at 75 now. There's a legitimate shot that he runs people over every time he meets them. I mean, not the fastest guy in the world at 85 speed, but he really is just a solid tight end. Almost said wide receiver because he kind of looks like one out there at times, but yeah, got to also get Bates involved a bit, as that guy is too deadly not to play significant snaps. So we're going to find our way to feed all these names if possible. Not really the greatest job of it in week 1, but week 2 against kind of a lower-looking roster, I think there's good things up ahead. Here we are on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Not a terrible game to start your road season on. Once again, maybe we're underestimating this Arizona Cardinals team a bit, but it's a game and a team that on paper you feel pretty good about. That's as far as I'm going to go with trying to jinx ourselves out of this game. I'm also glad to see a game like this early on. I mean, I'm certain that there's going to be some easy teams down the line, but still. Oh, Middlebrooks is the tight end. I don't know why. I was thinking it was Middleton, the pass rusher. I was like, there's no way we have him at number 80, right? That would have been disgusting. I would have canceled the game right in the spot. I would have flown the white flag. You can have it, Arizona. I do not want to see that guy on the field with that number. But that is the, I believe, 6'9" tight end. I don't know how much he's actually going to play this season. We've seen him a couple of snaps, in those kind of goal line looks. But definitely an intriguing name. He's definitely past his prime for, trying to develop him as a starter or something like that. But still an interesting name nonetheless to have him on the, on the team. I don't think that frame really is going to help him much at all outside of like maybe outstretching past somebody or out of bounds kind of situation. Not going to be a jump ball guy with that low of an overall, but Arizona will be receiving the ball first as, when have we not kicked the ball off to start the season? We got the greatest coin toss luck of all time as we are looking at the Arizona Cardinals quarterback who had almost a damn near 1-to-1 game to Drake May. I kid you not. That's kind of wild. Of course, Drake May was at the forefront of the fault. There's a lot of times last season where it really wasn't Drake's fault, but no, a lot of that was him, as McKenzie has a really good job there tackling their running back for a gain of only 3. Could have been a lot more. It would have been one-on-one against Gamble. A lot of speed from Benson, makes him miss, and, it's off to the races for a potential touchdown. Our defense has been pretty good to avoid that kind of stuff, but sooner or later, you never know, as they're going to run again. Only 2 on the inside with the backup this time. Got to be careful with Marvin Harrison. Going to be keeping the safeties deep, but we are going to be pressing to try and give our edge rush a little bit of time to operate. It's going to be a screen pass that we're not going to get out to. I thought it was a screen, couldn't really tell for sure, and just hesitated too hard. Realized it was, got there late, and that will be a first down. What can I say? It was clever. You got me. Warmack, short out. I mean, we're kind of on that, but still going to be a gain of 5. It's a very athletic player they got on the other side of the ball there. Got to be careful with him. Let's go, Rudd. See if he can get that 8 sacks. And really good coverage by Warmack. This time, it's going to be a first down to McBride. The quarterback dealing these outs with ease right now. Can't believe we're that good of a run defense team, though, as, we have a pretty light-looking linebacker group, as Trey Benson just accelerates easily to that left side. I mean, there really wasn't necessarily an opening there. We're going to be bringing the overload blitz, as he's going to throw that quick out, and it's going to be a possession play. I mean, even if he wasn't possession, we would have caught him for, only a gain of 2 or 3 anyways. Just played it more casually when I seen that he was, playing it super shallow. Didn't want to run up and then get burned. It's going to be Benson, and another short out for a first down again to McBride. 3 for 28 so far. We are horrible against tight ends. like I am with Laston, if you know. I don't know what I mean. But to the 24-yard line, the Arizona Cardinals are putting together a nice drive. Gamble trying to get out there, and the backup running back gains 4. They're mixing in the backs pretty well, too. Short runs, short outs. This drive has lasted a long time on top of it being successful yardage-wise. Kind of goes hand in hand, in fairness, but still be dropping back with Gamble. And that's going to be a touchdown. To the outside look, that is not our job. We're the deep middle safety. Justin Ross, who talked about how, slower guys that always get you. Guess what he did? He got us. That, unfortunately, is going to be Taron Johnson, maybe showing a little bit of his age. Although I will say, I feel like McKenzie would be the outside guy more than Taron, right? I have a pretty good feeling that probably was McKenzie's job, and Taron just tried to, bail and cover for him. I mean, NFL teams are NFL teams through and through. We've seen it happen all the time, but I got to say, I'm not necessarily loving the way this season has started, as Harper doesn't even get that good of a return to the 27. Drake May, what was the numbers? It was 1-1, 203 for Arizona's quarterback. Ours are like right there. Are they not like dead even? 1 for 1, 209 with 1 more completion, 2 more incompletions. That is very similar. It is truly the battle of mid. I didn't see that guy back up. We're going to go with the keep on that deep in where he burned. And so did Douglas. And that ball is just, once again, vastly underthrown. That is a lead touch, and he just doesn't get it there at all. Short out McKenzie. Oh, my God, that's a good bait. This time, the bad throw is based on a panic. Yeah, I panicked because I thought we were about to throw a pick. Buda Baker still got it. And that is going to be another bad throw, apparently. Good catch by Faulkner, though. Injury for Zaven, I believe. When I saw that ball, it looked incomplete. It was overthrown. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Go route Patton. Nah, we got to take the guarantee. We've been way too bad on all accuracy throws to be not hitting that. Patton, I mean, he was intriguing. Don't get me wrong. It's also the most we've thrown out the gate rather than just running. Can't really tell if it's good or bad. I mean, we're converting. I see Faulkner, but it's a little bit of a tough throw. That's a perfect one, though. Patton for 14. I mean, for some reason, they're leaving everything kind of one-on-one across the board, so. I mean, that's a perfect throw to Douglas. Maybe it's a little underthrown, but, I mean, it's good enough. For my liking, it's perfectly thrown. I don't want to lead that out too hard, and then, it leads to an interception. As Stevenson trying to reap the benefits to the 2. Reap the rewards, reap the benefits. Don't fear the reaper. Whatever, dude. How do I get this outside and clean? I mean, it was maybe there. Throw it away, and thankfully it's not grounded. To the 2. Are we really going to struggle here? I mean, I can't say are we really going to struggle. We've already struggled. It's just, are we going to finish the struggle? Come on, Stevenson. Just get in there. And Stevenson showing off just enough speed in his old age, quote-unquote, for the touchdown. While we did get down the field quicker, I will say we don't look as efficient as Arizona does. Right? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, my. What a hit by Trenton Simpson. Feels like it's been a while since he's laid the boom like that. It's still a first down. But, yeah, even though we scored a lot quicker than he did, bigger plays and all that, we didn't feel like we were in control as much. There's a couple of lucky moments that could have changed the trajectory of that drive. And that could be picked, but it won't be. And that's just an example of a team moving their best receiver inside and avoiding those 2 insanely good boundary corners. But I like what we got going on, I don't want to put best on best, and then the boundary gets weak, and, that's where the big play comes from, I think there's a reason we brought Marcellus Dial back, and we're going to let him prove it until it becomes a problem. Then we don't. Collins, good tackle, huge. Former cornerback looks pretty comfortable so far in that safety role. Deep safety, kind of had him in the slot corner role a little bit last season. As they have a chance. And that will be caught to the 1. Gamble all over it, maybe out-positioned a little bit, but did get a hand in there at the point of attack, and just a stronger effort by Arizona on the run. What a release. Slightly behind him, but the big front frame of Quentin Johnston comes up with it, and that'll be to the 1. Where is this Arizona team coming from? And we're, kind of weak inside. And that could be picked. It will not be, but McKenzie seemingly got a hand on it, thankfully, as he was A little bit too deep. I can't exactly tell you why, personally. McKenzie decided to play that as if it was a go route, but sure, what can I do? And yeah, I mean, that's just... It's just weak. It's just they got so many receivers out there, I don't want to go goal line because then we'll be outmatched there as well. Don't get me wrong, it's not the strongest offensive line front I've ever seen either, but it's weak enough on the defensive side of the ball where if you win your matchups up front, you know, if you're them, that's easy touchdown. And Harper going to put up a lot of yards here, about 38-yard line. Second effort really is what got him in there. And they're trying to deter us from running it. It's not going to, though. As Stevenson breaks free with a huge truck move to the 41. One to beat. Wow, that was a great run. Didn't really get hyped because, you know, it never felt like it was going to get going, and it just did. And that's going to be a tough one. What a catch, Polk. You can say because he outstretched that it's a bad throw, but honestly, you put it in a spot where only your guy can get it. I can't hate that risk management. And that ball is well overthrown. It's really good coverage, though, as their guy falls down in the process. That encounter right there is the exact reason why he gets so many of those one-on-one looks. As Polk to the outside is going to be is overthrown despite the accuracy. I actually bumped the accuracy sliders by 5 as well this week. I felt like, maybe a little bit too many misses for how good he is, but still not going to change much. And that is, thankfully, a good time throw as Polk gets it to the 4. A step sooner on that throw, and that's probably picked off. What a jump again. I don't know if it was by Budda Baker, but somebody. Are they going to show me who it was? It was Budda again, number 3. Can't believe this guy. He's insane. Got a couple of options here, Patton. There's so many options from him, though. And Patton will hold on. Touchdown. And I don't like that he ran so deep in there, but it works out. Huge frame. Bodied up for the touchdown. Beautiful. We answer back. Who would have thought the more fun game of the two would have been the freaking Cardinals? Wow. And Jeromepkr, great tackle. Gain of nothing for Shepard. We've kind of given them everything they've wanted on their offensive side of the ball, but there's finally a pushback moment. Got a lot of linebackers in again because they're kind of showing run. We're not going to get over there. We hesitate. Collins, great one-on-one tackle again. 5 yards, but still good play. We're going to be bringing the heat, but we might drop off Jeromepkr depending on how these insides look. Not going to get there. He's in trouble. And unfortunately, Dial can't get him. McKenzie can't get off the block. And what a freaking tackle by McKenzie. But to the 28-yard line goes Ross. Once again, their slowest receiver. It's always the ones you insult, and it's always the ones least athletically gifted. How? I don't know. It's just every time. And that is a huge loss of 2 on the ground. Got to be careful of that read option because they're still like capable of it. They've obviously used it a couple times over the past years because of the QBs they've had. And Styles is fast enough to where, if you think you're going to catch him off guard, really good bouncing, but still great defense. Why not throw it in there? If on that run they would have kept it and we didn't cover it manually, that would have been a huge gainer even for a guy that's not that fast. Oh, we try to swat it and McKenzie just gets burned by Johnston. First down to the 13. Pass rush is just, that's why we went with Rudd. And it's not working out yet because he's a rookie, but pass rush has just been a problem. We can't get out there. It's going to be one-on-one. Collins has been great tackling today, but still, it's to the 2. We'll say we're in a really good position to get the ball back and try and answer back and, control the game based on possessions. But still, our defense has looked horrible. Nothing's changed. That's what's so crazy. This is a young quarterback-led Arizona Cardinals team with less talent than Mahomes has, and he throws it away. He might have had that drag. Made him hesitate enough, and I think he was off his spot because of it. We'll see no matter what. Obviously, we're going to have the ball back with decent time. Bunk. Not going to run commit because we do have enough bodies up here to manually just cover. Short out, every day of the week to the tight end, and that's another touchdown. But hey, they let us keep all 3 timeouts. The only one in our way of scoring is us. As Harper will have a return chance, and I did not mean to do that. I try to switch the pass or the lead blocker to move over, and instead we're going to be at the 20 now because of it. Love a good mistake. Always fun. Could be a little short pass to Stevenson. It will be. It's a good throw. We'll easily get all those yards that we lost on the error back. Stevenson, these are the types of drives that work really well for running backs because you're so worried about the out of bounds. You're so worried about the deeper look to set up the field goal that you give up Oh, good Stevenson play. First down. You give up like 4 or 5, 7 to 10 yard plays, and you're like, wait a minute. We were busy defending the end zone, and how did they get down the field so quick? It's like, well, you kind of left it open. It's gonna be a tough play, but I believe in it. We'll call one of our timeouts. 9 yards. Damn near 10 plus every single play. Looking good so far. Wheel route Douglas. Gonna be inside of Polk, but they bring 6 and get there quick. 3rd and 1 could go with the run, but I also believe a 4th down play is in hand, so I'm okay with going for just a normal play. And that is going to be a wide open Polk who drops it. How is that even possible? I mean, I will say they are absolutely out here ready for this. Let's create as many kind of situations as we can. I'd rather have a quick out for Polk. Hopefully they don't get a penalty for us. Every day of the week is going to be Polk. Great play. Easy. I mean, they're far off him. I thought maybe he's going to bait. Nope. All right, that gives us a lot more time to work with now. As we still have the ball, thankfully. Wide open Faulkner. Perfect read. Huge play. Stiff arm down to the 17 timeout. I get it. You want to bring the blitz there, force an error, do something like that. But, yeah, that was too easy. Stevenson open enough. It's a good throw. May hitting a lot better throws on this drive. 3 for 3, 33 yards, all on this drive. They're shading inside, so Douglas goes out. If they were shading outside, Douglas goes in. Simply put, got ourselves a potential blitz. It won't be. Drake May scrambling in for the touchdown. Would have had Patton if we needed him, didn't need him, and that will be another equalizer. Beautiful drive to tie it up. Problem is, we also give them a bunch of time with 3 timeouts. Basically, about the same time we needed to score. So, and I don't know if Rudd got a piece of it. They look like they're highlighting him, so I think he did. That screen is not going to go anywhere with a hand on that ball. Good play. That time we were nowhere to be found. Before we were a little late. That time there was nobody around at all. And we're out there. Is that another screen? Oh, please tackle him. Goes out of bounds. No, he stays in bounds. 3rd and 5. And we're playing a little bit more coverage again. Oof, I don't know. Beasley. Oh, my. The speed of the running back. I can't get out there. Not that it matters. And, I mean, they're going to have to waste another timeout to the 49. Trampled as well after the fact. And maybe a penalty, but they're still moving. We have not stopped them all day long. Oh, it's a good play. Huge hit by McKenzie. Makes Ross drop it, though. Big play. Oh, we were not ready for that. They pushed us quick. It's going to be a little underneath play, though, which is really good for us. It's going to make them waste their final timeout. I do get it, though. You get yourself into that field goal range. Maybe you get a nice 7-yard throw, spike it, field goal. Short out. There's nobody there. I get it. It's kind of us. Big blast, but that's a first down and out of bounds. I get it. It's sort of on us, but at the same time, the guy's not even selling it at all. He's just running away from the play. Good push. Rudd's going to force him off the spot, and unfortunately, just a little hesitation couldn't get him. I'm going to be honest with you, though. It is a bit desperate of us to be blitzing like that. It's kind of a sellout in a situation where they could take that shot to the end zone. A little bit of a bump. He's going to throw it away again. I don't know why they don't just kick this field goal. They take our suggestion, unfortunately. With 9 seconds left in the 32. No more errors. Any one of those could have easily been a grounding type play, so got to be careful with that. 5 seconds left. Maybe you get a really, really quick return to the 35 and get yourself a Hail Mary shot. Either way, Harper, I think, is our best chance to score. Whether it be physically, we should have ran to left a little bit more. You know what? I think I've learned my lesson from the past. I'm just going to freaking kneel it. There's no winning in a situation with 2 seconds left, throwing or running. Injury, fumble, interception, whatever it may be. Down by 3 at half, but the way this game is played, we're technically in the lead if you really think about it, as we have 1 extra possession still to gain, and we're only down 3. It's been a touchdown game back and forth so far. The fact that we have an extra possession on them tells me, well, if the trend continues, we should win this game by arguably 4. Looking across the league this time, I do not think we're going to be the first game played, so we'll actually have some scores, hopefully, to actually kind of review here is a big one between the Jets and the Bills. What are their starts? 2-0 for the Jets, beating the Bills by 3. That's already what our score is at halftime. So kind of putting in perspective of how good of a game this is. Breece Hall, really not a good game at all, though. 14 for 38 in a game they won. Seattle versus the Raiders of Vegas. Halfway through, 20-7. Taking care of business so far as the underdogs. And then the Dolphins versus the Broncos, our direct rivals, who are now 2-0 with a win over the Broncos. Really good game from Garrison as well on the other side, yet Miami was just too much for him. Looking at some of the highlight plays, a couple of goal line plays, a lot of near the goal line type of looks for the Cardinals. This play was obviously really good, couldn't get a hand on it, and we do find ourselves trailing, even though, once again, we feel pretty confident about it. We're not confident about our defense, just we're confident that if we can keep scoring, we can win just on possessions, right? That's kind of the whole point there. As Allen's going to get a chance to return this ball. Harper has been the better of the two so far, but I also think that Allen's received worse blocks, as evident by that return. Apparently, Buda Baker's Ray Lewis. Still focusing on run inside, but at the same time, you give me a look like this, even with a slower Polk lead off, I might have to take the chance. Yeah, maybe not. Let's go to Faulkner. It's a great throw to start. Might have had Polk, but I take the first sure thing at this rate. It's ironic that we kind of won the Super Bowl by taking risks, but meh. Stevenson outside. I mean, we read the field pretty well. It's just, unfortunately, the looks aren't usually the best. That's a much better look than I was expecting that early into the progression. Quick throw to Stevenson. If nobody drops, might be the play. And that is a wide open Patton, who's going to get a really good play there. Gets slammed to the 34. Perfect throw. It's almost like the game forgot we changed the sliders, and as soon as I mentioned it, they're like, oh, yeah, he did. And he starts throwing better. Oh, yeah, well, I just had to speak, huh? Get in there. Good hit by Onwenu, but that will be an interception by the Cardinals. I mean, that's an open Douglas, and the ball is just thrown straight line on him. I wanted a bullet pass, but I wanted a little bit of height on it. Maybe that is my fault. I don't know. I felt like the depth was there. Am I crazy? I guess not. I mean, Buda was looking pretty confident about that play, so maybe it was just a bad play. But, I mean, honestly, looking back at it, I don't think there's a universe where the throw gets in there. As Gamble gets completely tricked. Huge hit by Barmore, but a 5-yard gain. I mean, so far we have had realistically no stops. The only, non-touchdown drive was because they ran out of time, not because we stopped them. As that's a huge play by Cobb. Thank you, Cobb, for waking up. 3rd and 9. We've seen it before. Games where it's just a crazy scoring battle through and through, and then the second half hits and the game changes. And wide open is McKenzie, burned by Quentin Johnston. That's unbelievable. I genuinely can't believe how bad this team is playing right now. The coverage is just terrible. As we're going to blow up the run again, and we have focus inside run on right now. Bringing the blitz, because, I mean, right now, we're not getting any base. And then when we give him any time, obviously he converts, as any NFL-level quarterback should be able to do. We overran that hard. Good job by Taron Johnson. I'm going to go to the press. Got that base front. Let's see if we can actually get in there. And he has a chance at the end zone there. Doesn't take it. A clean tackle by Beasley. And finally a legitimate stop. And I will say that Gonzalez actually covered Marvin really, really well there. As they're going to kick the field goal up and good. It'll be a 6-point game, so not too much worse off than we started this half, but still, we show that we're not perfect. Like I said, I still feel like that throw, there was just nowhere else to put it. You put a touch pass on it, the safety gets a chance at it. I guess that is kind of the point of that kind of pass-off type. Oh, Lord. We've also not run the ball much, just because they're giving me looks that are better for pass, but they also have given up a lot of run plays. Stevenson gets, a good chunk of 8 there. Maybe we just let the man show us why he's, maybe not in this play, though. I kind of like this crosser. But why the man is who he is. And we're just going to take off. It's not going to be much, but it's going to be enough. Like I said, it's not going to be much, but it will be enough. It's that handoff to Stevenson. And there's nobody blocking for us. We get 4 still, though. Still, though, show me your dill pickle. Let's go with a 2nd and 6 play to a wide open Patton. Not a great throw, but it will be there. This Patton will get it damn near the 40-yard line. As one of our offensive linemen's hurt, I didn't get a good look at who it was. I still didn't get a look at who it was. Trying to look across this line. It looked like it was the right guard, I think. Looked like the right guard to me. Once again, going to take what we can get. That throw is just so bad. We get 3, though. It will be the center Williams. Oh yeah, I'm just so like I remember seeing Myers so much in the draft that I was, I just kind of saw Myers and was like, oh, that's our starter, but no, it's not. And we're about to throw it to a wide open Faulkner, and we're just instantly hit. And the worst part, it wasn't like a bump or anything like that. It was literally just our guy missing his assignment. Linebacker's moving over hard on Polk. It's a little behind him, but that will be another freaking clutch play to Patton. And speaking of the guy that got that free rush on us, there is the man injured for the Cardinals, hobbling to the sideline. All right, we've been awful all season long on these kind of corner routes. Let's see if we can hit one. Oh, Douglas. Wide open, perfect post, and we'll take the lead. Yeah, I think that's the new go-to. The corner strike, we're going to run the post every time, no matter what their safety looks like, especially when they've got single. No safety help. Manned up. Well, I guess he is the safety, but manned up, if you will. No one over top. Douglas is too good to be doing that to. This look right here. This is a mismatch every day of the week. He runs short out. That's wide open for 5. Runs slant. There's no way he's getting up there in time. That's just too easy. Just way too easy. Perfect throw as well. Right to the... he didn't even lose a millisecond of stride. But once again, we talk about it. Everyone's a professional. We are still, at the end of the day, struggling against the Cardinals. Ooh, we had that Bates. Speaking of Bates, what a catch by Justin Ross, who dropped one earlier. I thought we jumped that tight end. We got to make a mistake from this quarterback. This Cardinals guy, a couple of them. 2, I think, maybe mistakes. Didn't capitalize on either. Rudd gets a really good push, kind of forcing that back, opposite side, kind of a counter look, if you will. Headed to the fourth quarter with a 3rd and 6 defensively. Got to be careful, though. They might hike this before it hits. Be a perfect time to try and catch us off guard if they like their play. And they will not. Fourth quarter, up by 1. We control the game, technically. No matter what they do, we control the game. They get the touch on the 2-point. We can get a touch on 2-point. Go back up by 1. All right. We've got Beasley. Let's run him inside. Screen pass, not on it. Trenton is, and the speed of Trenton catches him. They're going to have no choice but to punt this. A legitimate stop. I don't count field goals as stops. It's still scoring. With ball, we just have to, sustain a drive. Good block for Allen. Juke move inside of the 20. 25, actually. Power O to the outside. Going to have Brooks in here, give him a chance with it. And we're going to bounce that inside. Tries to cut it back, gain some more yards. Nice truck move for 6. And then we're going to get a little more aggressive here on 2nd and 4. Let's curl route Patton. That's a perfectly timed ball, but dropped. A little disappointing, be honest with you. Really disappointing, actually, of a drop, but what can you do? Slanting behind, but it is kind of intersecting with Stevenson a little bit. Gave Faulkner a little bit of a chance just in case somebody stepped up. Yes, I seen Faulkner pretty early on there. Just wanted to make sure that he was going to be clear of any sort of jump baits, as Stevenson's going to get about 20 here. Trying to run over the safety. Can't to the 47, stays in bounds. Jailbreak slot screen. It's always a hit or miss. This play could be deadly if it works, or detrimental if it doesn't. And that was almost detrimental. I was hoping we could have got a lineman in front of him because it was never going to work if not. Buda Baker, as he does, was all over it. Get a lot of, you know what? I actually am going to back out of this. But say a lot of tight ends in to make him think it's a run. We are going to run it. We might be able to hit a field goal here. Paying attention to the pattern, obviously, in case they're off. And they're not. Stevenson going to follow the blocks to make it a 60-yarder. If the wind is favorable, Joey Sly's done it before. Wind is favorable. I like it right about here. It's a little wavery, but let's do it. That's pretty good. Up and good. What a kick by Joey Sly for 60. We're up by 4. We have been far from guaranteed automatic. This is a team, especially a kicker position, that you don't want to bet against, but you're also not like, oh, well, that's guaranteed. Oh, wide open. Yeah, that crosser's killer. Huge hit by Collins. He's getting more confident as a tackler as well. Oh, how we're just stepping out there. And McBride's not going to gain much. Another 2. Assuming it was McKenzie on that Justin Ross beat. Taron Johnson's impressed me so far. Oh, free play. Oh, he hiked it too early to catch us. And we're going to get the sack by Dial. 4th and 11, a decision needs to be made. They think with their 3 timeouts, the best plan of action, the course of action, is to punt this thing off. We'll see what, or who was right, I suppose, as this punt's going to go to around about the 10 or 11 yard line. 2 first downs basically does it. Read option, and they got their best edge rusher over there. We'll see, though. And he sees it. I thought we were going to still outrun him. He looked really hard inside. It's just, yeah, what can I say? He saw it. It is really hard for me not to hike this. They got a lot of players up. I don't think they can easily cover this, but got to do the smart thing and get this to the 2-minute, unfortunately. I mean, I think you streak Douglas. They can't cover him. But a read is still a read at the end of the day. Bates, I do trust him. I just don't know if I trust this throwback left. Bates wide open. Overthrown. Unbelievable. Bates burns him. And he's celebrating like he wasn't burned. That's Max Melton as well. That's an unbelievable route by the rookie, and we let him down with a terrible throw. Unbelievable. Polk's a predetermined here. Oh, wow, that route was a little too shallow. It's an unbelievable catch. And you might call me crazy, but I think you might get aggressive here. Got a QB sneak look. They're not really up to the line. That nose tackle scares me, though. He got off the line, but not quick enough. First down. I think you sometimes got to get aggressive. It's 1 yard. What a catch by Polk, creating that whole thing. Oh, my. Broke the tackle and almost broke our chances of winning with a fumble. Their guy injured again. That guy might be actually severely injured. It's his 2nd time. And I think this time you play the logistical thing. Can't really get that edge, so we're going to just kind of tank it out. They want us to do the RPO. I mean, I don't really see in what universe they're not going to just read this easily with Douglas, but we'll pay attention to it, which they do. Stevenson trucking multiple players, but ultimately will still gain basically nothing. About a minute left on a punt. And for their dumb sake, they are not going to be blocked. Well, they're going to try to block it, but they're not going to be blocking our gunners, really. And, yeah, that's going to be a free run down there to about the 30-yard line. Good punt. 70 yards, less than a minute. No timeouts. Defense being called upon again to hold out and win this game for us. And he's going to throw it away smartly. And didn't really, those underneaths aren't really going to do you much. 15 seconds lost for 6 yards, not worth it. I'm not saying we got to go 3-man deep, but we definitely need to, at the least, drop 3 or 4. Running back's open. We kind of left him. Ooh, that comeback route's nice. Inbounds, though? It is. Okay. It's a pretty big play. Kind of has that deep look. Collins, perfect. Last second coverage. Business decision. Collins made the right call. I say business decision because Ross was also kind of open. If he was a little faster, that might be a touchdown. Speed maybe not benefit there for him, but look at Collins saving the day. Maybe shouldn't have went for the pick, but hey, I like the effort. It was in his hands. That needs to be picked. Collins is having an unbelievable game. Unbelievable. Perfect coverage. That'll be picked off. Jeromepk's too fast, buddy, as he is going to close out the game with an interception and a kneel. 31-27, not our most convincing win, but a little more consistent than last week, for sure. He tried to fit that one in there, and there was just never a chance. Great coverage. Jeromepk's way too quick for that. He is super athletic. One of the most athletic guys for his size in the entire league, let alone on our team. As we are going to hold on to the back-and-forth battle, 31-27, a game that was 24-21 at halftime. So really just showing you how the game is a tale of two halves. Thankfully, we were just a little bit better in the second half as both teams definitely slowed down a bit. Stevenson not really utilized today as much as week 1. They gave us a lot of run defense looks, and I think it did help them suffer in the pass defense, which I guess isn't really helping, but we did have a couple moments as well where their pressure caused us to, throw some iffy ones. Thankfully, we only came away with 1 interception and not worse. As once again, we are going to continue the win streak, 2-0 to start the year. 2 really close games taken, especially against a Cardinals team, which is a little worrying, but undefeated still through last season, nonetheless. As we'll head on to week 3 against, I'm not even sure who. We've already kind of forgotten about them. Just, I'm always one step at a time, one game at a time. I'm not really worried about the next week. It's all about now. But looking at the game, obviously Drake May, a way better completion percentage. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. I thought it was 3 passing. Oh, it was 1 rushing. That's why. Okay, fair enough. Stevenson with a rushing touchdown. Yards per carry is obviously down a little bit there. Drake May, 6 for 6 with a touchdown. Receiving, Polk had some big plays, especially that 3rd down and 13 to force a 4th and 1. Go for a conversion, waste the clock, win the game, basically. Patton, 75 yards and a touchdown. Ross with a big play. Johnston with some plays. Faulkner had a couple. Douglas with a 66-yard, 1 touchdown game. Marvin was limited for the most part. It was really the tight end, McBride, and Ross that were kind of doing the dirty work for them. Sacks, half for Dial, half for Cobb. Rudd was super close to getting a full real one. Warmack and Compton with picks. And that's really all there is to it. Blackwell, who has not had the strongest start to the season, has himself an upgrade point. Power blocking definitely seems to be the worst of the 2. So we are going to be going with an 86 overall left tackle now. Another really good bump to base ratings. Once again, I don't know if that actually does anything. So, sure, I guess. But, yeah. That's pretty much it for the upgrade. It's kind of a lackluster one. No injuries still, which is great. Also didn't really hit many of our staff goals. But, once again, 2-0 as we take on the Niners and the Jets in next episode. Leading the league, obviously we've technically played 2 games. We're outside of the Cardinals. No one else has. But, we're up there for, some different ratings, I suppose, sort of. That'll obviously all come down once we sim it. But, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your support here on the channel. You follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PKR Plays for non-Madden content. Been playing Indiana Jones lately. Uploaded something over there yesterday. So be on the lookout for that. And the series is kind of coming to an end. So if there's any games you guys want me to play, I know there are a couple of suggestions from you guys. Like Stalker was one of them. Minecraft even was one of them. Let me know in the comment section below. And that's pretty much going to be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And again, shout out to the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys a ton. Anyone that out there isn't a member, you want to become one, just click the join button next to the subscribe button, and all the details shall be in there. Once again, we're inching closer to our second members only rebuild on the 15th. We're going to be doing one of those every month. Like I said, might be sprinkling in some other videos outside of just rebuilds once a month, maybe like some draft champions, whatever potential other game modes that wouldn't really make sense for the main channel anymore, like regular stuff, and more for the kind of members only kind of secondary stuff. So be on the lookout for all that. And that's about it. Appreciate y'all for watching, member or not. And until next video, see ya. Don't forget to bring a towel.